So today we're reviewing
Marvel's The Avengers. So our initial thoughts of this, I guess my initial thoughts, this is definitely one of my favorite MCU movies. Definitely the first team superhero movie that I ever saw. I know there might have been some X-Men movies and Fantastic Four ones in the past, but I really never saw it. I still haven't really seen this to this day. This is the first one. I think I saw this in theater for sure.
Yeah, we definitely saw this in theaters.
I know I was mostly excited to see Iron Man. Just once again, he's my favorite superhero and probably still is today.
And I was more excited to see Hulk.
I think that was probably one of our things we used to always think about who could win.
That was our rivalry
between Iron Man and Hulk. If we would have kept that, we would have actually got that answered in a later movie. I mean, definitely, I like this movie. This is definitely one of the best MCU movies and set the standard for superhero movies from the. I guess after Iron Man it did, but this is definitely setting the standard for after that. This basically sparked all these connected universes that are still today. I mean, before you didn't really know that they were connected. You kind of just heard about it, but then once you saw them on the screen together, then that basically started there's the DCU, there's the Monster Universe, there's the Dark Universe. I mean, there's a bunch that are going on now. So this movie the impact this movie had in the movie world was a lot.
My initial thoughts are, obviously this is my top 2 favorite movies of all time. It's Avengers and Avengers 2. I really can't tell which one is in front because each time I watch them I think the one's better. But because it's first, I guess you give it priority. But I definitely love this movie. I love all the main cast. Nick Fury's really good in it.
So for my positives, definitely seeing the superheroes fighting together. That one team shot was really cool. Just seeing them kind of talking to each other, fighting off those Chitauri. Seeing Loki, one of the best villains, really, I guess, is accepted by other people. I know we've liked villains in other movies, but this was definitely one of the best villains.
Mutually agreed on.
Just the whole movie, really. I mean, it's really gonna be hard to think of any negatives because it really doesn't have that many negatives, in my opinion.
My positives, obviously, there's a bunch. I mean, there's barely any negatives. I mean, obviously, all the superheroes are really good. I thought the Hulk was good, even though I wanted more. Because they really didn't utilize him, I think, as much as they could have. Even though they can only do so much when he destroys everything. Obviously, the fight scenes are really good. Hawkeye was introduced. He was in Thor, but he thought he did really good in this movie. Black Widow has some good fight scenes. And the fight at the end is the best part. How they're all fighting. It goes showing each person fighting every part of the city as it goes together. Oh, because I went into the movie totally wanting Hulk. I didn't really care about anybody else. And I was really young then. But 6 years younger.
I mean, this movie really is what started the MCU. I know all the other ones kind of built up to it, but I mean, this is the first movie that had. I think it was the first one they had other superheroes in it. Did they have anything else in the other ones?
Well, they had Hawkeye and Thor. Really not fighting together. Well, Iron Man.
Hawkeye and Thor.
Yeah, but he was against him there. Then Iron Man
and Thor.
Iron Man and Black Widow were in the same movie. Really didn't work together.
Hawkeye was in Thor.
Yeah. He was about to shoot Thor.
I didn't know that. But so for negatives for me in this movie. It's definitely, what he said earlier, it's definitely nitpicking. There's really no glaring negative that really ruined the movie for me. This is probably going to be a really high score for me. I guess I could probably say, just seeing him fighting, I mean, obviously that's part of the movie, so I kind of enjoyed seeing kind of the conflict.
Well, one negative I have is just that the Hulk, obviously now he has the character development that I can deal with, but coming off Incredible Hulk, the Hulk is totally in control in that one. And then he comes in this one, and he's fighting Thor, and that's the point where I was obviously now I watch it and I'm completely fine. But at the time I was frustrated. I'm why is he fighting him? And now you could say he's claustrophobic, but I just didn't like how he's fighting him. I'm why is he doing that? He's not in control, and I didn't like that. But at the end he's a little more controlled, and now I guess
that's part of my negatives. Is just seeing a couple of the actors different in this movie. It's just, for me, it was actually confusing the first time I saw it. It wasn't that confusing. I knew who it was, but I was expecting the other guy, and I didn't really research anything before the movie, so seeing that guy, it took me a little bit, okay, so that's the new Hulk. I think, was War Machine in this?
No.
Okay, but I guess it was only one of it. That was definitely a negative for me, just, I mean, I like seeing the continuity of, keeping the same people acting for each character, and then definitely another nitpick for me was, during the entire fight sequence at the end, I was wondering, how are they talking to each other?
Yeah, you were not wondering that. Yeah, that's the thing that nobody noticed during the movie.
Finally, they addressed it and gave him an earpiece because I was wondering how they were actually communicating. But that was definitely
because for Jake apparently he needed the little black piece in his ear to make him happy. I mean, but
Oh no, that's a nitpick. That's not negative. That didn't affect anything.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, I was wondering.
You were not.
Are they
thinking
really
that during
gearing?
the
I really
movie.
was. I really was.
No, you were not. So basically, one more thing. The big thing is Phil Coulson's death. Even though I do not count the TV shows right now in the movies, he's dead. That's all I'm talking about. They're not going to bring the TV shows over, or else I'm going to be really angry. But his death. I thought it was definitely emotional. I mean, that's really what sparked the Avengers at the end to assemble again, was his death. So it's a pretty big death. And then, what were your thoughts on him?
I mean, no, that was definitely. I mean, that definitely was a key part of the movie. It was definitely like what's brought them all together. Because that was probably my favorite part of the movie that I didn't bring it before, was just the constant like talking to each other, just seeing the different attitudes and different people. I mean, it's just kind of cool seeing them talk to each other, especially the relationship between Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, because that builds up and it continues to build up the entire time. But that was also one of my favorite parts of the movie, just seeing them go at it.
Yeah, they set up Civil War there, which I thought was pretty good.
You know damn well why. Back off.
Oh, I'm starting to want you to make me.
Yeah. Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Put on the suit. Let's go a few rounds.
Analyze his fight pattern.
Scanning. Countermeasures ready.
Let's kick his ass.
Obviously, Tony Stark has a bunch of jokes to everybody, which really works, like with Thor, and then, like, when that fight obviously is really good, even though I was rooting for Iron Man at the time. But last thing, I guess, is the end credits scene, which I saw at the end, and obviously, after coming out of Avengers, I was just excited to see anything, because obviously end credit scenes really weren't that common at the time, so seeing anything is really exciting. But the fact that now they're going to have to fight someone else is obviously exciting, because if you really liked it, you want to see another one, so that's fine.
Yeah,
I didn't know who it was, but
I definitely like that end credit scene. I also like the one where they're just eating in the.
yeah, even though we didn't stay for that one.
Well, we didn't stay for it the first time, but we definitely saw it since then.
We were stupid back then and didn't stay for it.
I mean, at that time, end credit scenes weren't necessarily that well known. Nowadays, that's definitely a frustration for me, because people that know there's end credit scenes and people that should know by now, especially for certain movies like MCU. And then if you do stay, you should stay in your seat, but we'll address that.
Some people just don't care, though.
We'll address that in a different video. For our final thoughts and final score here for this movie, for me, it's probably one of my favorite MCU movies. It's not, I mean, now, since some other ones have came out, this is probably not my top one in the MCU, but I would definitely have to give this a 10 out of 10. There's really no negatives except for nitpicking, and I think I gave Iron Man a 10 out of 10. It definitely was a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, I admit there's definitely some small things you could critique and say weren't good about it, but I can't give it a 9 or an 8. It has to be a 10 for me. What's your score?
Yeah, definitely. Since I gave the Hulk a 10, and this is higher than that. I mean, this is just...
Did you give Iron Man a 10 too?
Yeah, I give that a 10. Yeah, this has to be a 10 just because, I mean, it's the Avengers. I mean, this many people on the screen, and looking back, I can watch this movie. This is one of the movies where I can watch a million times, and it really never gets old. And for that reason, I have to give it a 10 out of 10. It's just all the characters, the CGI, the fighting, it's all really good. And I really like group movies, and with the Avengers, I could just watch endless amounts.
So that was our review of Marvel's The Avengers. Quick recap of the scores. I gave it a 10 out of 10. And
I gave it a 10 out of 10 as well.
And
up next.
That wraps up that review. So the next review we'll be doing, or next quick review we'll be doing is...
Iron Man 3.
Yeah, that's right. So it's Iron Man 3 is up next. So we'll see you guys in the next movie review. Bye, guys.